Hi everybody, it's Christy, finally back with another video. Sorry this one took me a little while to get out, life just got in the way. But we are going to continue the metallic watercolor series today with Daniel Smith watercolors. So let's talk a little bit about the Daniel Smith line and what colors we have that would be considered metallic and how you could get them. So full disclosure, I am in the United States and Blick would be my main source to buy these. I think that they are probably best priced somewhere like that instead of Amazon. I do know that Michaels also does sell some of the Daniel Smith line, but I'm not sure how much of the specialty lines they sell. So I've got the dot card here for all 238 colors of Daniel Smith paint. In the dot card, the metallics are mostly separated into one section, with the exception of a few of the Primatech line that also seem to be shimmery. So we've got this Kyanite Genuine. There you go. There we can see it. That one is metallic. We've got Amethyst Genuine. We've got Sugalite and Fuchsite. I don't know how to say these. But down here, these two, this one and this one, are also metallic. So there are how many on this page that we'll be testing? 1, 2, 3, 4 on this page that qualify to me as something that would be metallic. On this page, we've got red Fuchsite. I think that is the only one on this page. The front page had none. And then on the back page, we have quite a few. So most of the metallics are on here. I did do a little bit of a swatch whenever I swatched them originally. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 41 total colors that have metallic properties of some kind. Some are considered iridescent. We have some that are considered pearlescent, just the two down here. And I have pearlescent white, and I have iridescent gold, and iridescent antique silver, I think is the one that I have. I think that's the other one. I don't have it marked, but I do think that's what I have. And then we've got some duochrome colors here, which is super cool. We'll see how duochromy they can get, and interference colors as well. So we're going to just swatch all of this out on light and dark paper like we normally do. The hard thing about the Daniel Smith line is that there's no real good way to buy these. They come in a tube and they come one at a time. So I have a couple tubes of these, and I think like most people, that's about what we have because there's no set. There's no set in half pans. There's one small 5mm tube set that I found that I will show you at the end here that has colors, and I will point those colors out and maybe even do a swatch just with those 6 colors. But even that isn't a full rainbow range, and it's kind of a nice metallic. It reminds me of the Winsor & Newton set of 8 in terms of what is in it. But yeah, that's kind of the rub with the Daniel Smith paints. It's not that I necessarily like or dislike them. I don't really know because I don't usually buy tubes of paint one at a time like that for a set of metallics. I want a set of metallics that I can carry with me that I can just throw out on my desk and use. So let's go ahead and get into swatching these and see what they're like. I am going to use a rather small brush since I'm dealing with dot cards, and I'm going to use a synthetic brush today just because I want to be able to kind of rub into the dot cards, especially those Primatech paints, and make sure that I'm picking them up to the best of their ability. So it's time for swatching. Okay, so here's the swatches, and it's time to get into it with these metallic paints. And I have a lot of thoughts. When do I not have a lot of thoughts? All right, so first of all, they did perform beautifully. That is not a surprise. Daniel Smith doesn't put anything out that's not high quality. Look at how nicely they swatched on the white paper, those interference colors. I mean, I'm trying to really, there we go. You can really see them there. They're something pretty cool. And then look at them on the black paper. So those interference colors in the middle, look how different they look on the black paper. So they do what they're supposed to do. The Primatech colors didn't show up great on the black paper. They really are just normal pigmented colors with some sparkle in them. So I don't even know that they're truly a metallic, but I think they're pretty cool, so I included them. So this paint is definitely for somebody, and it's definitely specific. So when you are going through and thinking about buying these, there's a couple things that I want to point out that might be important. First of all, it's Daniel Smith, so you know you're getting pigment information. Even on the dot card, it tells you the light fastness, it tells you the staining, it tells you the granulation, transparency, and whether or not it's part of the Primatech line, so which is made with mineral pigments. So that in and of itself is a huge win because it's a lot of information. And if you're an artist, you might really want that information. You're not going to get that with other companies, smaller companies. They just don't have the manpower and ability to provide you with those details. So that is something that you're getting here. You're definitely getting information. The other thing that you're getting a lot of the time is light fastness. I think most of these colors had really good light fastness ratings. Most of them had a 1. Let me just look really quickly to see if anybody doesn't have an excellent light fast rating. So among what I am seeing on this dot card, every single one of these colors on here has an excellent light fast rating. Let's check the Primatech ones. So Red Fusite has an excellent light fastness rating. Excellent, 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 and excellent. So this is a light fast line. That could be really important to you. Every single one of these has excellent light fastness. It's not that important to me. I'm not putting out artwork that I think I'm going to worry about the light fastness of. But if I was, and if I was making somebody an original piece, I probably would lean towards something like this and pick up tubes of what I needed, because that is the really big drawback to this line. There is no good way to buy these paints. I thought maybe it was just me and I didn't know, and I was going to go online and look and be like, oh, you can buy the iridescent set, you can buy the interference set, you can buy blah, 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 blah. No, you can't. There is one line of these paints. It is a 6-pack of 5mm tubes, and these are the 6 in it. So you've got the pearl white, the Aztec gold, this is the copper, the topaz, the garnet, and the whatever this blue was. I have to look and see. So it's iridescent electric blue, iridescent ruby, iridescent copper, iridescent topaz, pearlescent white, and iridescent Aztec gold. Those are the 6 colors in the one set that they offer. There is a lady, I think it's a lady. There's a person on Etsy called Watercolor Hoarder, and they do have the full line of 48 sets. Notice, I only swatched 45. Full line is 48. There's 3 missing from this dot card. I don't know what they are, but there's 3 missing. So there are 48 total metallic paints, and they have the full line. It's about $200 when you include shipping to the US, and it's quarter pans. So that's a lot of money, and I could spend that money other ways for the channel. So if you guys really want me to really deep dive into this, I will consider it. Somebody tell me in the comments if you're interested. But for my purposes, I don't really think I'm going to do that. I have a couple of these. If I want a couple more, I might pick up a few more, but I'm not really interested in this full line because I don't like that Daniel Smith makes it so unavailable. These dot cards don't work for a long time or for any kind of long-term projecting. I mean, I already can tell you that some of these dot cards are completely destroyed, and all I have done is swatch with them. I've swatched here, I've swatched this, I've swatched a couple other small things with them just to compare things, but I haven't done that much with them, and I know a lot of other companies' dot cards have lasted me a whole heck of a lot longer. The Rosa ones were like way bigger compared to this. So that's fine. I'm just saying that you can't really count on the dot card as being a viable source of getting paint off of these, of getting these paints. And I swatched them small because I was worried about not having enough to really swatch them and ending up with, you know, paper in my brushes and stuff. So anyway, they are an A+ on white. They're an A+ on black. You're getting what you pay for. The price tag is high. You are paying $11.18 per 15 milliliter tube. So that is a high level of entry for these paints. And I really wish they had some sets that offered a little bit of a discount. I would definitely pick up the interference set and at least one kind of duochrome set if they had it. They're very weak in the warm range, but again, that's if they're light fast, that's why. That makes a lot of sense. If you're an artist, you can pick the colors that you want. They're all light fast and just use a couple tubes. So I think that the purpose of these would be a great 1 to 2 tube add-on for a set, not necessarily buying all of them. All right, so here we go with the scoring. I gave them a 5 out of 5 on shine. I actually think I have other watercolors that shine nicer, and maybe I'm being too generous, but I think it's really hard with a tiny dot card to really get the full picture. And I think considering what they were able to do with the tiny dot card, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 5. I also think that if you're looking here, you're not seeing any evidence of pigment not being there because of mica or filler. So these are called interference colors. They're supposed to do that. They're supposed to be really light. And then when you see them on the black, they should show up, and they do. So I'm giving these a 5 out of 5. The main takeaway, like I said, is I'm taking away from versatility, because if I can't buy them easily, they don't come in half pans. They don't come in the sticks. I think only one of these colors comes in the watercolor sticks. I mean, that just makes it really hard for me to get my hands on them easily. So that's why I'm saying no to versatility. Color variety, 4 out of 5. Like I said, a little weak in the warm range, but if they're going for light fastness, that explains it a little bit. They flowed really nicely, 5 out of 5 on that. I really couldn't do the kind of flow tests I wanted to do because, again, I just had tiny dots. The price, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. They are expensive, but you're getting that light fastness. You're getting what you pay for there. I do wish that they had some sets at a lower price point, or just some sets that you could buy together so that I didn't have to buy them tube at a time. And pigmentation, 5 out of 5. So that gives you a 25 out of 30. It puts them in the middle, even the bottom middle of the pack, really. And I mean, that might upset some people, but I just think that if they have what you're looking for, then you're getting what you pay for, and it's an expensive venture, but they are wonderful paints. I can tell you from the ones that I keep in my Daniel Smith palette and my overall palette, because I do have I have the pearlescent white, the iridescent gold, and the iridescent antique silver. Those are the 3 colors that I have in my palette, and I do love them. I use them all the time. They're great, and they definitely do what I need them to do in that palette. And I can count on the fact that they're light fast, so they're not going to, interfere with any of my other light fast paints in those palettes. So I like them for that purpose, and I do have them. But as far as picking them up for fun, I like that. It gives me a little shudder because they are super expensive. And if I wanted to have more colors to play with, I feel like I would just buy the Paul Rubens set. I think that, in terms of money, that's a lot better to buy 24 paints for $50 than to buy 4 tubes of paint? 4 for $50, when you include shipping. So, yep, that's my 2 cents here about the Daniel Smith watercolors. You can tell me what you think. Did I miss something here? Is there sets I don't know about? Is there another place online where you can get sets of them? I would love to know all of that in the comments below. And that's going to be it for me today. I hope that this inspires you to paint something sparkly today, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.